Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, we are going to be talking about the match between Almeria and FC Barcelona. Almeria is going to be hosting Barcelona tomorrow night. Barcelona are going to have to fight for second place, and it's important for Barcelona to get into second place because we need to get into the Spanish Super Cup for the next season, and also there is going to be extra compensation that is going to be helping Barcelona financially. So at one point, Barcelona were trying to compete for first place within La Liga. We could not do that, and so our next goal was to make it to the top four. Barcelona have successfully done that, and now the only goal that is left is for Barcelona to end up in second place within the top four. It's crazy how everything is unfolding right now because Girona just lost to Villarreal 1-0 at Girona's home. It was a disgusting match for Girona because I feel like, right, when I was looking at the game, Girona deserved to win that match. They had more possession, their expected goal rate was huge. They had a 1.71 expected goal rate while Villarreal only had 0.62. The total shots that Girona had was 22 and Villarreal only had 11. They also outpassed Villarreal, and Girona were superior in everything, but they still managed to lose to Villarreal 1-0. They even had more shots on target than their opponent. They had 5 total shots on target while Villarreal had 3 total shots. So it was disgraceful for Girona. I know the fans were probably so annoyed with the way that this game turned out. Now they're gonna have to compete for the third spot against Atletico Madrid, and they must make sure that they don't lose the third place spot in La Liga. Barcelona, on the other hand, have to win their remaining 3 matches, because if they do, which will be against Almeria, Rayo Vallecano, and Sevilla, they will finish in second place with a total of 85 points. It's very interesting. In the last season, Barcelona ended with 88 points and winning La Liga. If they end up with 85 this season, their downfall does not even seem that big numbers wise. And the reason why Barcelona are in second place this time is because Real Madrid upgraded. They performed much better this season compared to the last one. Real Madrid have 93 points as of now, and last season they only finished with 78 points, and so of course Barcelona were going to end up in second place. So it's just important for Barcelona to finish in second place, finish strong, and build on top of this. Almeria, on the other hand, are going to be fighting for one specific reason. They're 1 point above the relegation zone. They don't want to go into second division, and so I expect for Almeria to go up against Barcelona with bravery, with confidence in the attack, to be bold on 1v1 duels, but history does say that Barcelona are going to be the favorites for this game. In the previous match though, Barcelona did barely win against Almeria 3-2 at Barcelona's home. Rafinha ended up scoring a goal. He also provided an assist, and Sergio Roberto, a player who is not so favorited right now, scored 2 goals against Almeria and saved Barcelona and achieved the 3 points. And at that time, I think the reason why Barcelona suffered so much was because it was a time of them testing. Like, we still had Cancelo on the right back position, Alejandro Balde was a left back, Andreas Christensen did not see the midfield yet, and it did not exist. We had a midfield of Gundogan, Fermin Lopez, and Sergio Roberto at that time. Pedri and Xavi were injured. Rafinha was also placed as a right winger. He was not a left winger yet because right now Rafinha is bossing the left wing position, but at that time we still had Rafinha on that side with Lewandowski as a striker and Joao Felix starting on the left wing position. So it was very much a different Barcelona to the one that we see today. But like I have said, history does tell us what could go on, and most likely Barcelona are going to end up winning. If we do look at the match facts here, we can see that Almeria have failed to win 36 of their last 38 matches in La Liga. Barcelona also have won 10 of their last 11 matches against Almeria in all competitions. Another interesting fact is Barcelona have scored at least 2 goals in 11 of their last 12 matches against Almeria in all competitive competitions. I do now want to move on to Xavi Hernandez's press conference and what he had to say regarding Almeria as a opponent. He's going to be speaking about Vitor Roque. He's also going to be speaking about the transfers and the plannings for this summer of 2024, and then speak about where Barcelona are financially and sportingly. So let's talk about what Xavi Hernandez has said about Almeria, and I quote, "Almeria will be a tough opponent. I think they deserve more points than they have. They will play without fear and with ease since they have nothing to lose," which is true. Almeria, the only thing they have to fight for is to go above the relegation zone, and that's basically it. They're not here to try and achieve 5th place or 4th place or even 6th place. Almeria simply just want to have a good game tomorrow. Xavi Hernandez also spoke about Vitor Roque, and this is what he said. "The idea was for him to come in the summer, but with injuries, we made a choice. He does have to develop, and whether he plays or not depends on the competition who is up against him. He's a young player learning, and I don't understand this argument here." And this is what I meant, right? I was saying over the past few weeks, Vitor Roque was never supposed to come in January. The only reason why Vitor Roque was registered in January of this year was because of Gavi's injury. Because Gavi has received a 9-month injury, that meant that La Liga said, okay, that's fine. You guys lost a player for the rest of this season. We're just gonna screw off Gavi's wages and you guys can allow another player in if you guys want to. And then for some reason, Xavi Hernandez and Deco said, okay, cool, let's just bring in Vitor Roque because we can. And they believe that it was best for the player and for Barcelona because Vitor Roque would be able to come in earlier than expected and just breathe the culture of Barcelona, understand how Barcelona approach games, understand what Barcelona do before games, how they train. It was a great and early way for Vitor Roque to move his life to this club and to understand the football. Instead of him coming in the summer where he was only going to have 2 months of training before the actual season, it was better for Vitor Roque to come in January and have 7 months of training before he does start next season. Like, to me, it's much better for Vitor Roque to have 7 months of training than 2 months. And that is why I do say for sure Vitor Roque is going to go into the next season, the 2024-2025 season, fully firing, scoring goals, providing assists. Of course, he may not be a starter, but he is going to be having an important role for the next season. Lewandowski cannot play every match next season. Vitor Roque is going to be there for a reason. Even Deco, right? I have explained this, but no one talks about it. Deco said after the match against Real Sociedad that the only reason why these people are making up these stories on how Vitor Roque is going to go out on loan or maybe get sold in the summers because there is no football. Deco said, oh, because there's no football, these journalists like to create stories and they feed lies to the Barcelona media. And that is exactly what I have been trying to tell everybody here. It is just lies. Vitor Roque is not going to be going anywhere. He's not going to be loaned. He's not going to be sold. Javi Miguel also stated that supposedly Barcelona were going to welcome offers of 45 million euros for Vitor Roque in the summer. And that makes no sense. Why would anybody do that? Like, really think about that. Why would any club or any coach do that to a player that still needs time to progress? Vitor Roque, in the end, will stay at Barcelona and he will progress. And that is why I tell everybody here, patience, right? Calma, relax. Things do take time. I understand that there is pressure on top of you guys because you guys see how Real Madrid are handling Arda Güler and maybe Endrick, maybe Vinicius. And you guys are like, oh my God, I want to be like them so bad. But no, relax, okay? Focus on Barcelona and Vitor Roque itself. Don't worry about whatever you guys see outside of this. We have our own story to create. Let Vitor Roque work for his spot at Barcelona because it will happen. Xavi Hernandez also continued to talk about the transfers and planning. And this is what he said. President and Deco are positive, but the financial issues will influence it. I think that the fans should understand that our situation, especially the finances, are very complicated. It's not like 25 years ago where the coach could choose any player he does want. And when he said this, dude, I was like laughing. I was laughing because he said this right after Luis Enrique stated this. I can confirm that we will sign new players in every position for next season. It's also a message to the players we have in the squad right now, even the best players. Next season, I want 2 important players per position. It will be difficult to play for PSG. And like, can you guys just like realize just how crazy that is? Like Xavi Hernandez said, it's difficult for us to sign whoever we want. And then you have Luis Enrique, who represents PSG right now, stating we are going to be signing new players in every position. And there's going to be 2 important players in every position. Like, it's crazy to see the context and how it's crazy how different the positions are for every coach depending on their club. Like, I honestly think that Xavi Hernandez does not need to be here. Like, Xavi can just like go somewhere else, go to Dortmund, go to PSG, go to Man City, go to Liverpool, where there is better financial situations and not deal with the complications of Barcelona. He could do that if he wants, but he chooses to stay here. And I really wish, right, that Barcelona had this type of upper hand to have the financials to say, oh yeah, we can just sign a player in every position. We're going to be reinforcing the striker position, the left wing position, the right wing position, the CDM position, the left back position, everywhere. We're going to be reinforcing the fan position and basically everything all around. But Barcelona don't have that. But I do believe that this summer it will change everything. Once we do sign a pivot and a left winger, Barcelona are going to be much better than their previous selves. So Xavi Hernandez also hinted at a rotational type of starting 11 for tomorrow. And this is what he said. There will be rotations tomorrow. After last game, there was fatigue and tiredness. Araujo still has discomfort, so we will see. I'm going to be honest, I don't understand why these players would be fatigued and tired. It's not like these players play every 3 days consistently throughout the past 5 to 6 months. Like, they have not been doing that. Like, before the Sociedad game, they have had 8 to 9 days of rest. I'm like, dude, like, really, Xavi? Really? Where is the fatigue and the tiredness coming from? I don't understand that. Like, before it was okay. Before, Barcelona could have easily played a match every 3 to 4 days, but now we're tired and fatigued. Like, where is the medical staff? Why are they so tired, and why do they get tired so quickly? This is also going to be something that I am going to be talking about in a separate video regarding me critiquing Xavi, because I do have some things to say about Xavi. But again, it just does not make any sense for me to make a video like that when we are in the middle of this season and Barcelona have to compete for a certain position. I will be making that video after this season is over. So because Gundogan is suspended, he is not going to be in the starting 11 or in the squad in general. And this is going to be my most possible 11 that we could see go up against Almeria. Ter Stegen in goal, Koundé, Kubarsi, Nico Martinez, and Cancelo Marcelo at the back, Andreas Christensen, Sergio Roberto, and Fermin Lopez as our midfield, and then our front three will be Ferran Torres on the right wing, Lewandowski as the striker, and Rafinha on the left wing position. I want to see Lamine Yamal get rested or come in later in the game. I want to see more of Ferran Torres and more of Fermin Lopez. I do believe that he can score a goal for us tomorrow. Gundogan is not going to be there, like I have said, and I also believe that Rafinha deserves to have a starting spot after what he did in the previous game. I have a feeling, and I'm not going to lie, I feel like Vitor Roque is going to be having some minutes against Almeria. Like, I do think that he will come in for Lewandowski around the 70th minute and play 20 minutes. But that is all I do have to say for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.